The March 27th, 2018 meeting of the Transportation Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Chairman Howland?
Here.
Mr. Lightfoot? Here. Mr. Michike? Here. Mr. Morelli?
Here.
Mr. Rocco?
Here.
Mr. Shepard is excused. Mr. Zal?
Here.
Is there anyone signed up for the public forum?
No, there's not.
Is there anyone present who is not signed up to speak who would like to address the committee at this time? Okay, the next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. You have the February 27th, 2018 minutes of the Transportation Committee before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. The next item on the agenda is new business. Madam Clerk?
Referral 18-0107.
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Moved by Legislator Michike, seconded by Legislator Zale. Is there any discussion? Legislator Morelli.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you to the administration, has this maintenance already begun?
This is Tom Fries, Deputy Director, Monroe County DOT. It has not started, no.
Okay, and through you, Mr. Chairman, when do we expect this to begin?
Through the chair, we expect it to start late May or early June, and it's going to be completed by this fall.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And through you, Mr. Chairman, is the $224,000 that's in the CIP to cover the 5% requirement?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that question?
Sure.
Through the chair?
Yes, through you, Mr. Chairman. In the CIP, there's $224,000 for this project. Is that to cover the 5% requirement that?
Through the chair, to cover a local share, yes.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The item passes. Madam Clerk?
Referral 18-0113.
Move it, Mr. Chairman.
Moved by Legislator Zale, seconded by Legislator Rocco. Any discussion? Legislator Morelli.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you to the administration, do we have any 2017 data on high accident areas in Monroe County?
Through the chair, we do not. It normally takes about a year. The accident rates we used are from 2014, 15, and 16.
Okay. And through you, Mr. Chairman, what is it that, once we have this information, what is it that we then plan to do with the study and the information that we bring in?
Through the chair, what we do is we look at all of the locations, and they're considered high accident locations. And once we look more into that, we determine over the course of the history of the intersections and the segments if the accident problem is developing. And we look at the rates from 3 different years, 2014, 15, and 16. And if the rates show us that there is indeed a problem, then it becomes a priority investigation location, and that's what the study is here to do, is look at those specific intersections and segments.
Okay. Through you, Mr. Chairman, is then new safety precautions put into those areas based on that?
Through the chair, it's really based on what we find as part of the study.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any further discussion? Legislator Zale?
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, this Monroe County High Accident Location Program, could you tell me a little bit about it? I'm not super familiar with it, and maybe how does an intersection or how does an intersection become part of this?
Through the chair, this is a list that we've had for a while now. Basically what we do is it's a locations with accident rates that exceed a certain statistical criteria that we use. And we keep track of these locations. And sometimes the location might fall off if the accident rates go down in a particular year. Otherwise, we'll keep looking at it, and that's why we have to investigate it.
Okay, thank you. And I'm sorry, maybe I didn't hear this part, but through the chair of the administration, how does an intersection get on this list?
Through the chair, basically, it's locations that we look at that exceed our criteria in one of the last few years, whether it's called in through dispatch, whether it's a resident calling in to say that they think there's an issue there. Various things allow us to look at these intersections or segments.
Okay, thank you. And one last question about this, through the chair of the administration. Do we do any of the work here in the county on behalf of the state, or does the state also do their own traffic studies on intersections that include state roads and county roads?
Through the chair, the state does their own.
Great, thank you.
Is there any further discussion? There being none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? The item passes.
Referral 18-0119.
Moved by Legislator Rocco, seconded by Legislator Michike. Is there any discussion? Legislator Lightfoot.
Thank you. Through you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration, why was this work not included in the original scope of the project?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, that is because there was a request from the town to add in sidewalks to go along and coincide with the primary project, and time was necessary to, we took some time actually, and let me explain why it's a matter of urgency as well, as long as I have the opportunity. We had a discussion with Fairport Electric and the town with regards to the cost involved in relocating approximately 36 poles that needed to be moved, and Director Freeler approached me at our last GTC committee meeting and told me that he was going to be meeting with the town and the electric company immediately following the presentation or the deadline for submission of this referral, and that would have necessitated doing a second referral. So we took the option of waiting to hear what the results of that meeting was, what the cost of the relocations of those poles would be, and how it would be shared, and submitted it so that this body could look at a single referral for this project.
So through you, Mr. Chairman, how is it going to be shared money-wise? Is the town of Perrington going to reimburse the county for this particular project?
Through the chair, the town will pay 100% the cost of the sidewalks, yes.
And the movement of the poles, are the sidewalks 1.5 or is just or does that include poles too?
The actual sidewalk cost is roughly $857,000. But then when you get done adding in the design, their share of inspection, and other items like that, the town's actual share is $1.3 million. That's what they're going to be paying us back for.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Any further discussion? There being none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The item passes.
Referral 18-0120.
Moved by Legislator Michike, seconded by Legislator Zale. Is there any discussion? Legislator Morelli?
Mr. Chairman, through you to the administration, I'm wondering why this is a matter of importance when the bids were received December 18th of 2017.
Through the chair, it was related to due diligence on the part of the law department to review the contracts.
Okay. Thank you. And through you, Mr. Chairman, have any of these services started?
Through the chair, no, they have not. We expect construction to start in June and end in 5 months.
Thank you very much.
Is there any further discussion? There being none, all of those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? The item passes. Are there any other matters to come before this committee? There being no other matters, the March 27th, 2018 meeting of the Transportation Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Transportation Committee is scheduled for Tuesday, April 24th, 2018, 5:15 p.m.